All right, cool. What's up, y'all? So, I always try to bring people in here. Like I said, we did at the beginning of the year, bringing in some of our top hitters who are using our lead lab leads. I want to make sure that I am bringing you people that are actively selling. I've been an agent, I know how to sell. It's one thing to hear from me. It's my business. Of course, I'm going to promote it. Of course, I'm going to tell you it's good. Of course, I'm going to tell you it works because it's mine. But it's good to actually hear from agents who are currently in the industry crushing it specifically with our league. So without further ado, I got my brother. Good man came to me. He was very straightforward about his goals and what he was trying to do. We had a very long, detailed conversation on Zoom for about an hour and a half. We really chopped it up. And ever since then, it's kind of been history. We've been just working together. He helps me, I help him, and we kind of go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop straight into it. Appreciate you for your time. My first thing is I know that you've been crushing it with these IUL IBC leads. So the first thing I'd like to know is what makes these leads different? Like what about these leads do you like, or what makes them different from any other IUL leads you've ran? If you have, just kind of explain that for the people, please.
Man, first of all, thank you for having me on. And I would say what makes them different to me is, especially if you're coming from the final expense mortgage protection side of the business, and you've dialed many of those leads, you've had conversations with that type of clientele. First of all, the clientele is just totally different, right? You're not dealing with, people that where their money is real funny at this time. And they're trying to find something for the least amount of money right now. These are more people that financially they're in a better position. And so they have money, and their problem is they don't know where to put it. So just a different clientele, first and foremost, when you're talking to them, and they're very open about wanting to receive the information, and you can tell that they're not being bombarded, as well. But in terms of against any other, because I have tried some other leads as well. What I really like about these, because for me, I'm more towards the IBC. I do like the fact that they're watching the video, so they're real open to the concept of what we're trying to portray to them when we get them on the phone, because they've watched a video that has ingrained it into their minds about what they're trying to accomplish. So for me, that's the biggest thing. It's really like a breath of fresh air. If you've ever, spent 12, 14-hour dial days, dialing through final expense leads versus dialing on these, man.
Okay, that's a really good point. And then if you could, we'll just hop right into it. What is your phone script? What are you saying? As you know, we don't offer like with our filing expense, we give agents a phone script. But for these, I don't. I don't think you need one because from what my agents have told me, it is a lot more of a conversation. You don't need to come into it. But what are you saying on the phones for the agents that want to know kind of something as an intro?
And you're correct. It's really just a conversation. There's no scripting needed. I get your lead in. I'm gonna call you, and I'm just gonna use the data points provided from the lead, to establish my credibility on why I'm reaching back out to you at this time. So I call you, ring ring,
Hello?
Trey.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. Hey, sorry to bother you. Not a telemarketer. My name is Brandon. I'm just getting back to you regarding my ad that you responded to on Facebook, saying that you wanted to learn how to become your own bank, and you provided your date of birth as 9/1/82. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. It also looks like here, man, you gave us some other information. Looks like you're interested in spending, investing, $250 to $500 per month, towards your retirement. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, and then looks like you do have a 401k, but no IRA. Accurate? Is that accurate as well?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, perfect, man. The purpose of this call is really just to qualify you, verify you, and then qualify you, to move to the next step of this process. So there's a questionnaire, I just need to complete with you to see if you actually qualify for this type of asset at this time. You have about 5 minutes to go through that.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I'm doing, and then I have my questionnaire set up. with questions that I'm going to ask them to qualify them properly for this type of asset. And if they pass through that, which is about 15 questions, and it's all for me just done out of design, because I want to, if I can get you to stay on and go through these financial questions with me right now, to then move to step two of the process, building value and how this process goes, then I have a very high likelihood that you're going to show up for the Zoom call,
Mm.
because I don't present this without being on Zoom, so that I can share screens, show illustrations, break down numbers, so that I can provide total clarity on what it is we're looking to achieve at this time.
I really like that. I had somebody on the other day who does the same exact thing, but they do one call closes. I think it's beautiful for agents to know that there's all sorts of different ways that you can do it, right? There's pros and cons to both of them, and you got to figure out what works for you. So I have a follow-up question. Some agents do structure IULs, infinite banking policies as IULs. Some of them structure them as whole life. Do you see a benefit for the agent for either one, and which one do you do?
I'm IBC all day, and uh, I'm not against IULs. I want to make sure that I just believe more in the IBC, in terms of how it's designed and what it's actually designed to do, than the IUL, because for me the IUL is an alternative investment product, and that's a long-term play, for 20, 30 years down the road. Most people these days are in debt that they need to tackle today, not 20 years from now. Okay.
Mhm.
That's the biggest issue in this country right now, is debt. Okay. So I want to structure something that's going to work for them today, not 20 years from now. And,
Mhm.
and and that's why, for me, it's all about the IBC, structuring it properly, so that they can actually go use the money that they're putting into an asset to go better their life financially right now. Because at the end of the day, there's a far greater need in this lifetime for financing than it is for death benefit.
Right. And where does an agent learn what you've learned? Like, I have a lot of people that ask me, "Hey Trey, I want to run these, but I don't know where to get started to learn this information. Where should they go? What should they do?"
Man, I'm a country boy, from South Carolina, and my grandma always told me, when you want the truth about something, you get it from the horse's mouth.
Hmm.
So if you want to learn the truth about IBC, you get it from Nelson Nash, the creator of the IBC. And there's plenty great information out there. His book is available on Amazon for $20. You can get it on Audible, and he has great videos on YouTube, that you can learn from Nelson Nash. Who I coined as the GOAT. He is the GOAT when it comes to this type of these type of products.
Right. Right. Okay. I like that. Yeah. So for you all that don't know, like you said, Notion Nash, make sure you guys look him up. We use a lot of his videos and his content because it's straightforward and to the point, and he's definitely the GOAT when it comes to this IVC thing. Okay, cool. So walk me through an agent's expectations when they get these leads. They get 10 leads, they get 50 leads, 100 leads. What should their expectations be?
Expectations on these leads, and it's been about almost 4 months now. We've been rolling strong.
Mhm.
Uh, so I think I have great data on the leads right now. And from what I'm seeing is, per 10 leads, you should be looking to book 5 to 7 of them. You should be looking to book 5 to 7.
Mhm.
Let's just say we book 5. We should expect 3 to 4 to show up.
Okay.
And if we get 4 of them to show up, we're closing 2 to 3 of them.
Those
Plain
are
and
the exact numbers. It's so
Yeah,
funny because that's literally the 20 to 30% in terms of like closing at every 10 is what we tell
yeah,
people.
yeah. I'm telling you, and it just works. Um, it's just a great thing, because, like I said, a lot of people, people are hungry for more information, nowadays, more than ever. And the fact that the information is so readily available, as well, people are even more hungry for it, because people are working hard, and they're seeing the fruits of their labor diminish right? You're working hard, you're not getting ahead, and you're like, something is wrong. You're seeing people out there that are getting ahead. What are they doing differently that I'm not doing, that they are getting ahead. So people are now, hungry for more information to figure out what's the difference. There's got to be a difference. I'm doing everything. I went to school, I got my degree, I got the job, I'm working hard every day, I'm going to church, I'm praying, I'm doing everything, but I'm still just constantly 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. What are people doing where they're getting the leaps,
Mhm.
right? And that's what's bringing people, full circle, to actually getting in front of us, because they're talking about things around their phone, they're googling things, and I'm asking the leads, how did you get our information? How did you get our information? Like, man, I was, looking up, how to become your own bank or something like that. And next thing you know, I got an ad. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
how
Fact.
we get in front of you. Think about it or talk about it, and we're gonna be in front of you, right? Ready to provide you the right education. And a lot of people have been telling me as well. They're like, because I ask people when I get them on, my first question is, what kind of research, what research have you done yourself? Prior to getting into this meeting with me, what research have you done yourself? What videos have you watched? What books have you read on infinite banking? So I can judge where their education level is with it, right? And I'm getting a lot of people, man, I've been researching, I've been studying this for years, for months, and I'm just so grateful to finally find someone that actually know how to do it.
Yep. Yep.
That's
And
it.
it's crazy to think that you find a product that you can use that will benefit somebody else. They can see it, and you don't feel like you have to pull their teeth for it. I think that's the beauty in it. That's what attracted me to wanting to create this type of lead. I know you'd mentioned other people. I don't know a lot of the people that at least do it the way that we do it. I know there's people that do like sell IUL, like type leads. I don't know if there's anybody that actually sells like infinite banking leads. I still have yet to really find the person.
I haven't found them yet.
Right. Like I'm looking. I'm all because I try to learn from my competitors, etc. But the purpose of me just saying that is I think it's so interesting that it is such a people have it's kind of one of those things that you've heard about, but you never really knew how to do it or never really knew somebody who could do it for you. It's like, oh, I've heard this thing about like utilizing life insurance. That's typically the entry point that people hear. Because if they don't know that it's IUL, they've heard, oh, I've heard something about you can like leverage life insurance. And then they see the ad and they're like, boom. And that I think is what increases the conversion rate. And it leads me to my next point, which is you mentioned something to me that blew my mind. You told me that you almost use these leads, and correct me if I'm wrong, as a entry point to actually get into the ecosystem of the like-minded people that they know through referrals. Could you kind of walk me through, or the agent through, what is that mindset that you kind of have about that? And then what are you doing to actually gather, I think you said like 3 to 5 or something. Just tell the people, I don't even want to misquote you. Just tell the people kind of your mindset about that and what you're doing to collect these referrals.
Man, it's just such a breath of fresh air, because I believe in investing in leads. I've invested in leads since the day I walked into this business. So I'm never going to shy away from investing in leads. But if there's any way for me to generate leads that I don't have to pay one dime for, I'm all for it. Okay.
Right.
I'm all for it. So what we're seeing with this is over 50% of these leads, these clients that's coming in are small business owners. They're small business owners. They don't have a 401k, but they have a business, and they're investing money, and their business is making money, and they don't know what to do with all this extra money that's coming into their business. They hear all these different tax advantage things that they could possibly do. They're looking for the right one, right? So in all these small business owners, they network with other small business owners, right? They network with other small business owners. So now it's just about, once they get it and they love it and they see what it's doing for them, it's a no-brainer for them that they want other people that they know to get the same information. So it's just about just asking, who else, who else can we help with this? Right. And a lot of times you don't even have to ask. They're like, man, this is a no-brainer. My cousin need this. Oh, my friend need this. Like they're already telling you who else need this.
Mhm.
Once they get the picture and you break it down to them, they're like, wow, this is amazing. Like everybody, why is everybody not doing this? Right. And sometimes you don't even have to ask for the referrals. It's just the fact that the asset, I don't call it a product because it's not a product, it's an asset, is what it is. It's an appreciating asset. Every dollar you put in it, it grows. Okay. Unlike our cars. Every dollar we put in that car, that joke will go down.
Right.
Right. So it's an appreciating asset. And once they understand what they got access to, they want to share it with other people. Like we all do. We all, if we come up on something good, we all want to share that goodness with somebody else that we care about, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is. If we get a deal at the grocery store, we're gonna tell our people, hey, you just go out there, they got a deal going on at the grocery store, right? It's just part of our human nature, of wanting to help other people. So for me, like I said, we're getting a lot of small business owners, or you're getting, nurses, you're getting first responders, right? You're getting people that make good money because their problem is they have money and they don't know where to put it. But
Mhm.
they know just letting it sit around in some account or sit around in a safe somewhere is not the smart move, right? But they just don't know where to put it. And what people have to realize is just because people have a lot of money, I think why a lot of agents may shy away from stuff like this, it's because they equate money with intelligence.
Mhm.
Right? They think just because somebody is a millionaire that they're smart, and so they're intimidated by that person. When money has no equation into how smart somebody is, it just means that they're good at making money, right?
Right.
Don't mean that they know what to actually do with it, you know.
Right.
And so if that's their problem, if they have money and don't know where to put it, and we can solve that problem,
Mhm.
right, then it makes us extremely valuable to them, right? And anybody else that they know. So yeah, the referrals, man, like they're gonna come. You just ask. All you gotta do is ask. But 9 times out of 10, they're gonna already be willingly giving those referrals to you, so that you can help more people. I'll just share one quick little story. Yesterday, I helped a young lady who she didn't even come on the call to purchase life insurance or to purchase an IBC or anything. She came on the call because one of my agents just hired her as their marketer. Okay, as their marketer, and she's going to be helping them do marketing. Okay, around this, and so she just wanted to get a presentation so she can understand what it is he's doing, so she can do his marketing properly. Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Gave her the same presentation I give to the clients. She said, I didn't come on here to buy one, but you don't compel me to get one today. She's like, let me see what the numbers look like for me.
Right.
Showed her the numbers, $500 a month. She was like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. I need that. Yeah, because I own my own business and I understand that I need to be funding my own business. So this is going to allow me to build the bank and be my own lender and lend money to my business. I was like, that's exactly what it's going to do. She's like, yeah, let's go ahead and do mine today. And then she said, my sister need one, my mama need one. She said, all my cousins. She said, I can just send them your information or how you want to do this because they all need one too.
Right.
Like that's the type of stuff that's going on with it, man. Like it's no, we're not having to shove this down somebody's throat. We're not talking to people that's trying to get something for $9.99 a month, right? We got
Mhm.
people that's got money problems right now, not
Yeah.
like real money problems. Like I got too much and I don't know what, or I got excess and I don't know what to do with it to protect it so that I don't lose it. Type of problems. Not I don't have enough money to eat this month. Type of problems. Does that make sense? Totally different. Totally different. Paradigm shift.
I think the opportunity for these leads and for agents in this, and you and I have talked about this, off camera, is is endless. Because I
Yeah.
think the reality is that this product, this asset, I
That's
apologize.
it. Yes.
This asset is so simple for people to grasp and yet so valuable at the same time. You know, a lot of the things that are very valuable
It has to
are
be simple.
typically a little bit exactly. They are
Yeah.
typically a little bit more difficult for you to grasp. They just are. That's just how the world works. Like I credit, for example, it is pretty simple, but there's a lot of components to it. Setting your business up properly, having business like that makes it a little. This is not that way, and I think that gives the opportunity for agents. And as I'm just sitting here listening to you, is the more informed that you are, going back to what you first said about you've studied. I can tell you studied. People watching this know that you studied and realize how important that is, because once you know that, it becomes, like you said, just a conversation. Who doesn't want to figure out what to do with their money? Like it's a no-brainer. It's just a matter of where and how much,
Right.
right? Where am I going to put this asset into, what insurance company, etc.
Yeah.
And how much do I want to invest? And it's
Correct.
like the rebuttals and everything like that is almost non-existent. The only thing you might say is like, I don't have any money. Like that's what I was like. And then you told me a story
You're
off
not going to make it
camera.
to your point. You're not going to make it to the Zoom if that's the case.
Exactly. And then you mentioned something to me that was crazy, is you've had people not get approved, not get the asset, but still give you referrals, which to me is just crazy. That
Right.
to me, like I'm not saying you can't do that in final expense and mortgage protection. You can, but the likelihood of it is not nearly as high as it for this. Like somebody's like, I believe in this so much, I know I can't get it, but let me tell somebody else because I want them to get it because you've explained how valuable this is to me. And I just think that's amazing, man. So we definitely went over, so I don't want to take much more of your time. Is there anything else that you would like to leave with agents who are running these leads? Like anything else that you think is valuable? The floor is yours to close us out, but just let them know anything you think. If nothing, all good. But I just want to give you the floor for the last few minutes.
My biggest piece is if you are running IBC leads and you are, looking to help people with the IBC, make sure you have one yourself.
Mm.
My biggest issue with a lot of agents that sell IULs is majority of them don't even have an IUL. And I believe that's why they're selling it. Because if they had one and they actually saw what it's doing, like I have one that I've had for 4 years, it's not doing what my IBC is already doing. See what I'm saying? So if you're going to do it, have one yourself. Is no better tool in your bag when you're talking to somebody about something than showing them that you have it also. Like the confidence and the conviction that you speak with when you're speaking from that level, it is unmatched. And it's unmatched, and it really makes people, because I see it every time on every appointment, every client gets to see my policy.
Hmm.
Everybody, I'm that transparent. Let me show you mine. Let me show you how I'm using it. Let me show you how I put this money in and how I took a loan from it and how I use that loan to go better my family's financial situation right now, and how my money is still sitting over here growing. And I got all this protection on death benefit for my family as well. Now they see a real life example of how this is working for somebody. And now it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, but when you're just talking and talking and talking and you can't show somebody substance, it can end up any way. But when you can show that substance, that's what makes it more powerful. So I just say, just make sure you have one yourself if you're gonna do it, and your business will thank you for it.
And I got one more thing to close this out. I think the reason why I think that's so valuable, and the reason why you're doing the numbers you're doing and you do speak with so much conviction, is it's almost like the proof of concept for anything is so important for people to believe. That's the biggest thing you said, is believe. The root of everything you've talked about today is when people get on the phone with me, they believe that this is going to help them. I can show them by telling them, hey, this is what I'm doing, but also I can explain it to them from a conceptual standpoint. And they believe in it so much that, like you said, 9 out of 10 times when the call's over, they're trying to figure out ways to go tell their friends and family about it.
Yeah.
because you made them believe in something. And a majority of that, like you said, is like you got to speak with that conviction, but you should have one yourself. So I do appreciate it, bro. Thank you, for your time today. Thank you for helping the agents. I know this will help them a lot because this is something that's, very frequently talked about. I actually have one of his agents coming on, y'all, later on today. So he'll be sharing his experience as well.
Mhm.
He's been absolutely crushing it. And Brandon's taking care of his people, man. He's making sure that they're well trained and that they are prepared. So I do appreciate you, man, and thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you as well, brother.